basically. So that's pretty much been my go-to breakfast recently.
Oh, it's tiny. It's tiny. Look at her hand.
But the hummus ones are really good. So
just put it in your bunker. Put it in your bunker. There's no excuse to eat that right now. You need fresh stuff, sister. I mean, and the sound of it sounds very dry. Sounds like the desert, right? Sounds like the Sahara to me. Hey Frugivore, welcome back to Frugivore Diet Channel. Today's video we are going to respond to Hannah Adkins. And I've never heard of Hannah Adkins before like 5 minutes ago, okay, when one of her videos was recommended to me, and I noticed that her channel is growing rapidly, okay, very, very quickly. She's got 180,000 subs, and I think she only started her channel like 2020 or even last year, so she's got this rapid growth. You know, on her Instagram, she's only got about 45,000 followers. You know, it's not really a big platform at this point, but she is growing rapidly, and this video in particular has helped a lot. How I lost fat, toned up, and changed my mindset, 5 tips. I haven't watched the video, okay, I haven't watched it, but it has had 4.3 million views since June last year, so that is a lot, right? And I'm like, well, let's check out her latest What I Eat in a Day, which she literally just put up on the 6th of March. And something I'm very, very happy to see is realistic What I Eat in a Day, healthy, simple, and vegan. We love that, right? She cares about animals. We hope she cares about animals. We hope she's just not putting it in the title. Because that's what veganism is about the animals. So this is fantastic for a start. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to comment on the food just yet. Okay, this is the intro, so the music is going to be maybe copyrightless, so let's turn that off. So we're seeing some fresh, seeing porridge. Hang on. She started talking. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm mostly at home today, so I thought it was a really good time to do a What I Eat in a Day because I can.
And make sure you comment down below what you think of the video too, your thoughts. I like to hear them. I mostly read the comments, so you know I like to interact with you as well.
Show you all of my recipes. I've got enough time to go through all the ingredients and all of that kind of stuff. It is definitely not spring. Did my usual.
Okay, she's living in the UK.
Morning routine this morning. I took Rue out. I had a cup of tea on the walk. Got home, showered, changed, and now finally it's breakfast time. I am very, very hungry this morning. I'm still on the quinoa porridge obsession.
Quinoa porridge obsession. Okay.
Kind of like mixed it up week to week with different toppings to.
Okay, let's go to where it is. What's this?
A lot of stuff in. But peanut butter is non-negotiable. I also still.
Oh good, there's mental dates, they're fantastic. Peanut butter though, yeah, nah.
Okay, let me show you. So I definitely need more of this. This is about 1 serving, I think. I don't really know, might be less. Anyway.
Quinoa flakes. Yeah, so it looks very dry, doesn't it? This is what you know, and look, some of you might be like, oh, like, don't critique her. Like, you know, she is vegan. Like, you know, you should not criticize her at all. You know, I'm about what is optimal for your human frugivore system, okay? This isn't about putting anyone down. This isn't about being ultra critical or anything like that. It's just about focusing on what is optimal for your biology, okay? That's why I'm going to give the optimal choices. And fresh, living food is always, always better than having dry, you know, flakes of grains. You know, flakes of seeds. It's always better for your health, okay? So, you know, I'm always going to tell you the truth.
I don't know. There's just something about the taste of it. So my favourites are quinoa porridge like this one, but I also love buckwheat porridge. They're my 2 favourite like alternatives. For toppings, peanut butter. I feel like this is a good way to get some healthy fats and some protein.
Okay, some healthy fats, don't worry about it. You know, you can see the marketing has gotten to her, like it has like for a lot of individuals on YouTube, healthy fats, healthy fats, healthy fats, you know, like Abby Sharp, healthy fats and protein, healthy fats and protein. You know, if you say something enough over and over and over again, it gets into people's psyche, right? It gets into their mind, and then they start to just make these purchases at the supermarket, right? They just make the purchase based on their programming from the TV, because this is essentially, YouTube is like TV programming, right? So whole earth, crunchy, organic, at least it's organic. So hopefully she's not going to be getting those glyphosates that you get with non-organic peanut butter. So that's great to see. But it's a big lump of fat, basically. It's a big lump of seed fat. You know, like it's not going to be beneficial for your health. I'm just gonna say it to you. I know it's yummy and all of that, but having a lump of fat first thing on rising is not going to benefit your energy. It's not going to. It's not great for your bloodstream, for the transfer of the sugar into your cell, for the glucose, the fructose into your... Well, the fructose doesn't require any insulin, so that's fantastic. It just goes straight in. But for the glucose transfer into your cell, it's going to be interrupting that process.
Fats and some protein in the morning.
Don't worry about protein.
Today I'm going to use blueberries. Sometimes I use strawberries, raspberries, just kind of...
Only a few. I can almost count these, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 14, like 15 or something, blueberries. We need more fresh. We need more fruit first thing on rising. We are frugivores.
Whatever we've got in the fridge. Then again,
but she had some medules there, which is fantastic.
Fats and a little bit more protein and other nutrients. I like to put some organic pumpkin seeds on there.
Okay, so there's another mention of the healthy fats. So Hannah has definitely been listening to the wrong people. You don't have to worry about getting in all these healthy fats. You will get sufficient fat from a low-fat fruit-based diet. And I'm living proof of that. And there's many, many people who are living proof of that being the case. You know, and you just look to, you know, what was seasonally available to us and, you know, the basically seed pesticides as well. You know, the seed toxins. If you have too many seeds, you know, because the plant is trying to reproduce. You know, the seeds are like its babies and you're eating its babies, so you're going to be punished for eating its babies. If that makes sense, you know? So it's better to eat the fruit, you know, better to eat the pumpkin than the actual pumpkin seeds. But obviously having some here and there is fine. You know, I'm not saying get them out completely, but for breakfast, not the best.
Put some organic pumpkin seeds on there. Medjool dates.
Oh, that's great.
I just use one of these chopped up because we've got other toppings, and then I cook
only one. Only one. Yeah, there's definitely some fruit restriction here.
Cook the quinoa flakes in oat milk. I just do it in the microwave for literally about a minute and it's done.
Okay, so oat milk, yeah. So there's quite a bit of processing going on there with the oat milk and with the quinoa flakes, peanut butter.
So you went from 65 kilos now down to 57.
Yeah. I went from... My highest was 65 and now 65, I'm at
to 57. 57. And without busting your ass in the gym, without calorie restricting, without being on a strict diet, just eating fruit, veggies and plants, rice. And, you know, you've just lost it without even trying.
Yeah, it was very hard for us to find photos of me because I'm a very self-conscious person.
Yeah, when she was bigger, she didn't want any photos taken, obviously.
Yeah, so I never let anyone take photos of me. So it was really hard, but we do have photos. It wasn't of me at my highest weight, but I was bigger than what I am now.
So you can see Zoe here on the side, how much wider she is compared to now. Like, look at that. That's like two of her.
You can see in my arm as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's got a lot more fat.
So you can see here on the left, you know, how stretched out the pants are and everything. And now look, you know, they're baggy and loose on the right and she's so much slimmer. I mean, look, they give it like two of her.
Yeah, and you can see in my arm as well because I never ate fruit growing up.
Which is what we're meant to eat.
Yeah, that's what we were meant to eat.
I mean, it's coming out of a packet like that. Look at it. And the sound of it sounds very dry, sounds like the desert, right? Sounds like the Sahara to me. And, you know, we are rich, water-rich beings. You know, we are high water content beings. So our food actually should be a similar water content to what we are, which is 70% plus water. And ironically, fruit matches that perfectly, right? So then we say hydrated. It's incredibly important for the functioning of our system, for all of our organs. So yeah, you don't want to be eating a Sahara desert. Let's hear that again. Yeah, you're hearing that dryness. And then the oat milk. That music, I think we better just take it off. Okay, so she's cooking it again. So it's, you know, cooking again, and that's how it goes, yeah, with porridge. And I'm supportive of porridge, okay? If I see anyone eating porridge, I'm like, yeah, that's good and everything. But at the same time, I want you to step it up to what is optimal because your health will suffer eventually if you eat like this. You know, it's not going to give you enough nutrition. It's deficient food. Eating dry, old food is deficient, okay? It's not full of goodness. Don't let anyone try and tell you that. It's fresh, living food is. Okay, so she's cutting up 2 dates. Yeah, okay, she's got a teaspoon of peanut butter. It's quite a loaded one, or even more maybe there. So the breakfast ends up being quite a lot of fat. It's a very small bowl too. Very small bowl. The volume is like tiny. That is a tiny, tiny serve. Like, look at her hand, the size of her hand versus the bowl. Yeah, I mean, that's a very, very small portion for breakfast. Okay, you need something more significant, something that is going to really expand your stomach sac and, you know, send that signal of full, total satiation to your brain, which is what you get when you really expand that sac with that's why we need the water. The water content helps do that. And of course the carbohydrates and of course the fiber. So there is fiber in here, which is fantastic, but it's still not enough and it's still not from the correct source mostly.
Toppings all the time. Just, you know, whatever's in the cupboard space.
This is calorie restriction, okay? This is calorie restriction. This is not enough to start your day. And I did like a little bit of research, and I think she is into Dr. Greger's teachings, and he has some great stuff to say. Like, he has some stuff that I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? But he has a lot of things, you know, a lot of good things to say as well. And he's always like kind of unlimited fruit and everything like that, but then his plan is like limiting fruit. So it's very, you know, and limiting calories. So it's a bit confusing, and you can see she is limiting her calories here.
Basically. So that's pretty much been my go-to breakfast recently.
Oh, it's tiny. It's tiny. Look at her hand. No. Okay, let's move on to... Hang on. Let's move on to the next food. So that is a small serve. We can see that, and quite a high percentage of fat.
Look how
Okay, so she's at the kitchen.
pretty you are.
She has the cutest dog. But she's like, something I just wanted to add here is handling your dog around the kitchen is definitely, I mean, at all, handling animals. We're not actually meant to be living with pets, okay? It can increase your parasite risk significantly, okay? Look up the book. I'll put like a image of it or something. Your Brain on Parasites. Look up that book. I think you can get a free kind of like teaser or something. Check it out if you can, download it if you can, and read it about, you know, living with pets and parasites, because it's something to consider. Okay. And I'm not saying go and dump your pets or something like that, but I'm just being real. I'm just being like, hey, is this how we're meant to live? You know, are we going to get the best health? What's the, you know, consequences?
Greens on toast. But let me show you how I make it, because there's some extra added bits in there. Obviously, you're going to need some chickpeas.
All right, so this is lunch, I'd say. So chickpeas. All right, I mean, I used to love eating chickpeas if they were actually in salty water. Otherwise, I'm like, these really aren't that interesting, okay? And digestively, you know, you're going to get a lot of protein. It does not work very well, okay? So, but it's more tin food. This is very wartime. You can put it in your bunker.
Sometimes I use regular ones, sometimes I use black chickpeas, just whatever you're into. And then this, if you are plant-based, or if you want to try a plant-based pesto, I cannot explain to you how good this is. It's definitely the best one I found. It tastes like fresh pesto, and it's just...
How about just making fresh pesto? It's really easy. It is really easy. And I know she lives in the UK, and, you know, maybe it's a challenge to get certain fruits and stuff, but I've also heard, and if you live in the UK, let me know, that it depends where you live in the UK, but you have a really good diversity of fruit. I think it comes from like Italy or Spain or something like that. So, you know, there is quite a lot available, and there's quite a lot of fresh food available, so there isn't really any excuse to eat a lot of tin food.
Oh, it's so good. So we're going to use this pesto, and then you need a whole bunch of olive oil.
Yikes, a whole bunch of olive oil.
And today I'm going to use some of this spinach.
Okay, so there's the only living thing here, right? This is the only living thing. And we did see at breakfast there was like a couple of medial dates, and there was like 15 blueberries or something. But this is not enough living food for a living animal, okay? It's not enough. And you may be like, oh, she looks fine, everything. Yeah, well, she's young as well. And, you know, I'm not going to like comment on her appearance and stuff like that, but you need to realize that if you want long-term health and great results, then you need to eat living foods like predominantly. Okay, you know, if you can't do it all, then that's all right, but predominantly. And this is not predominantly.
This is the spinach I get from the organic, and I'm going to top it all with some of these sprouts. I don't even know how you say this word, and to be honest, I don't know what it is, but they taste good. I've just popped in the toaster a piece
very wartime
of toast. This is like some kind of rye bread, and I'll have it all on that. So let's start, and then I'll basically tell you what I'd forgotten, if anything.
Okay. Olive oil. And like that may not like look like much, but that's a significant amount of fat right there. All right. And it's not about like, oh no, being scared of getting fat and oh no, you've got to, you know, like have some crazy obsession with avoiding fats or something like that. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just being real with you that this is 100% refined fat. It does not contain any micronutrients. It doesn't have any fiber. It doesn't have any water. You've got to remember that too. You know, people add oil to things to make them more lubricated, more moisture, but it's actually doesn't have any moisture because it's 100% fat. So you just further dehydrate yourself. Yeah, so it's devoid of a lot of nutrition and too much fat. Half a can, okay? See, she's a frugivore at this point. She needs fructose. She needs a good load of fructose and glucose. But this is kind of Dr. Greger's like teachings, and honestly, this is not a long-term solution. If you want to restrict your calories, okay. But, you know, you need to get on the fruit.
Also, while that's all just frying off, I have to show you this. You can't really
She's got eggs here. So maybe she lives with someone else. Hopefully she lives with someone else, but I do see the eggs here.
Yeah, actually.
I don't really get the vegan vibes from her. Like I don't know her. I don't know if I feel like she has any videos about veganism on her channel. Let's go and have a look. Hang on. I'm going to put in the search vegan. Oh, it's probably going to come up. Hang on, but like animal rights kind of stuff. Like I just don't think I'm going to see anything about animals. Like, I feel like it's kind of a trendy thing for her, but I could be wrong, and I am sorry if I'm wrong, okay? And if she has videos talking about animals and, you know, why she went vegan and how it's, like, important for animal welfare. I don't know, I'm not seeing that.
At the moment, we've got Kenny's parents staying with us. Last night, Kenny's mum cooked, and she made this thing. It's like a tofu ginger Thai dish. And oh my goodness, it is literally the yummiest thing in the whole world. So Kenny's learnt the recipe for that. Okay. You can't really see it, I'll show you guys it. But last night she taught Kenny the recipe for it. So that will be coming to you very soon because it was unreal.
Unreal, baby. Okay, so we can do this. All right, so this is what we got going on here. Okay. The bunker vibes are strong. And like you know, it was fresh, you know, the spinach was fresh and now it's not. The vitamin C has left the chat. A lot of the life has left the chat because it's been cooked at a very high temperature. And I'm not saying, oh no, you can never cook again and you can never cook spinach. And what I'm saying is it's less optimal, right? It's less optimal, and it's better if you're going to cook to leave it to dinner time, not for the middle of the day. And, you know, the chickpeas, there's a very low amount of glucose and fructose. Fructose, I think, is totally devoid here.
So this is all done. I can't explain to you how good this is.
I'm sure it's like yummy and stuff because it has a lot of salt and pepper and seasoning, and, you know, the bread is salty in itself. It's very concentrated. These are concentrated things because they're so highly cooked and processed, like the bread in particular. So sure, you're going to get this flavor hit, but pretty soon after, you're going to get like an energy dip. And then, you're going to start thinking, oh, this vegan thing, this plant-based thing, it's not working. We want people to stay on track by feeling amazing.
So really makes it, and then the sprouts on top really adds some like freshness to it. If you guys,
Yeah, that's the thing. Freshness is what you are about. You are a fresh being, so why would you be eating the dry stuff? Like bread, really no excuse to eat bread.
Please let me know, because it's just the yummiest thing ever, isn't it? You want some, hey? It's not a step.
Oh wow, so the dog has
Excuse.
The dog has his little she little paws on the table, like adorable, but just be careful. And people letting the dogs lick their faces, their mouths. Holy heck, that is not good, right? That is an easy transfer of parasites right there. Okay, so she's talking. We're going to move on to where the actual food is. Hang on. So, she's in the fruit aisle, I think. Yeah, she can get some fruit, hopefully. Oh, I didn't see her get any fruit there. Oh no, instead of the fruit, she's going for a creamy cauliflower pie with kale. And again, I am so happy it is plant-based. It says vegan there. Obviously, food can't be vegan in itself, because veganism is about animals, but it's plant-based, and that's fantastic. But again, yeah, very, very processed and packety. Oh, yikes. Yeah, I'm not supportive of these sort of super processed sausages. I've eaten them before. Okay, I've eaten them before for sure. But I'm here to tell you what is optimal for your species, and the ingredients you can see. Okay, it's 80% tofu, which is good, but better than having soy protein. Coagulating agents doesn't inspire any sort of kind of confidence in me. Magnesium chloride, calcium sulfate. Okay, that's the cold pressed sunflower oil. Yeah, it's very high in fat, 17 grams. It's a high fat and low in carbs. So she might be kind of going the low carb route here a bit. She has carbs in there, but it's not a lot. Okay, so she got some green bananas there. Hopefully she'll let them ripen up. She's got some broccoli.
Secured the goods. The shopping is complete, and we are on.
She secured the goods. Good. Okay.
I'd really quickly run the lentil chips. They're actually both complete, and we are
Here we go.
on our way home. We're home, and I've already opened these hummus chips.
And you know why she's added? Oh, no added sugar. Heck, throw them in the bin right now. That is obviously shit. Yeah, and the reason, she couldn't wait to open the chips, and this is how it is when you're eating deficiently, which she is. Even though it may appear to be really healthy, it's still not meeting her basic human frugivore needs. She's still not getting enough glucose and fructose, so she's going to be going for this packet stuff, for the junk food essentially. And you might be like, oh, hummus, that's healthy. But look, this is just marketing. Hummus chips, this is, just super, super cooked and processed.
They're just the Eat Real ones, but they're in a brown thing because they're the organic ones. I feel like when you get the organic ones, the hummus chips are better than the lentil chips. They're actually very different than the non-organic ones. I don't know why. But the hummus ones are really good. So
just put it in your bunker. Put it in your bunker. There's no excuse to eat that right now. You need fresh stuff, sister.
I thought I'd really quickly run you through what I got when I did a food shop. There's a couple of new bits in there that I've picked up to try.
Let's check it out.
Rue wants a crisp. She can have one. I bought some more tofu today.
So she then handled, gave it to the dog with her hand. That can be an easy transfer right there. And just be aware, it can be an issue. Organic smoked tofu.
But I got the smoked tofu. If you guys are not a big...
It's a lot of packaged stuff, a lot of this pre-made, plant-based products, which it's great that they're cruelty-free or low cruelty, we don't know for sure, but obviously that is great, but not optimal.
Fan of regular tofu. Maybe you can hear Rue crunching on her crisp down there. Before anyone says, I know you probably shouldn't feed dogs crisps, I only give her plain ones when it's literally potato or chickpeas.
Yeah, you shouldn't be feeding them then, that's true.
And salt and whatever, and she only gets 1 or 2 every now and then. Anyway, so Yeah, if you're not a huge fan of regular tofu, then maybe try smoked tofu if you're a fan of like smoked flavors. I really like the smoked one. On a similar note, for dinner tonight, I picked up these. They're basically
So this is what happens when you're not meeting your basic needs. And I don't think Dr. Greger recommends this kind of thing. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, you end up going for things that are highly processed, very dense, very fatty, and, you know, very low in fiber. Very low in fiber.
tofu sausages.
I don't know if there's any... Yeah, tofu. Yeah.
And they're really good. They just taste like really herby and just yummy. I got one of these Clive pies. There's about 100 different flavors, and somehow I always just end up coming home with the cauliflower one because I just feel like it's so good.
Look, you're not gonna last long term eating like this. I mean, I guess it is the example Swayze, but yeah, she's a whole other bag of tricks, that one. But look, this isn't the way to be plant-based vegan long term, okay? Because it's going to be like expensive for one, right? Very expensive. You know, you could see she had a lot of fresh at her disposal there. She had a lot of fresh fruit that she could have purchased at the supermarket, you know, but she didn't. So that would have been much healthier. Eating this way, very processed, is not a long-term solution for your health.
Pies. There's about 100 different flavors, and somehow I always just end up. It'd be quite good on my breakfast, like as just. I got some of these toasted coconut chips.
Okay, so she had something fresh back there.
Because I thought this could be quite good on my breakfast, like as just something different, a different topping. And then again, with breakfast in mind, I picked up some raspberries.
Okay, good. There's some berries, but I feel like she's definitely not focused on fruit and even maybe restricting it.
More of this, because as you guys
Okay, put it in the bunker.
saw this morning, I was running very low. And then I got some of this. I have no idea how you say this, so I'm just going to show you the label.
Za'atar. Zesty thyme herb. Okay.
But this like spice mix. At one of my I was like, I got some watercress because I'm a big
Okay, so she got some greens. Good.
watercress fan. Bananas. As you guys saw in the story, I just got loads of these.
The bananas didn't get much of a show at all. They were kind of just blurred there. Oh, she got some tomatoes. Good.
Vine tomatoes. Just loads of apples as well.
Loads of apples. I don't really believe it's probably like 3.
And that is everything I got. So I'm going to really quickly put all of that away, get changed, go to yoga. Then I think while I'm
That could have been like a week's worth of fruit.
at yoga, Kenny's going to start preparing cooking dinner because I don't get back till like 7:30. So he already knows the
Okay, so we move along. What's this?
I know this a while ago, again from the same.
Oh no, is this like a protein pasta? Oh gosh. These are the products that my nightmares are made of.
Roughly the method, but it's pretty much going to be. We got some of this a while ago, again from the
No, it's a whole wheat. Okay.
same organic store. It's just whole wheat rigatoni.
Put it in the bunker. Okay, Kenny is getting busy, and Kenny is making the dinner here. And I'm assuming that's her partner. I don't know for sure, but sounds like it. Walnuts. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot of oil. That's way too much oil. You're just not going to feel great. And I know you see a snippet and you think they look fine and they seem happy. And honestly, this is not the way to feel good. They're not going to feel good. They're not going to feel that full energy that they should be during the day eating like this. Nope. Oh gosh, that is a lot of oil. It's almost deep frying it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, it's mainly tofu, but there was a lot of other ingredients in it, but just highly, highly processed, right? Very, very processed. No vitamin C, very little, there's no life really left. But again, kudos for it being plant-based. Thank you. But I want you to stay on this lifestyle for life, right? I want you to actually feel the vibrancy that you're meant to feel and the energy you're meant to feel every single day, so you actually want to keep eating this way, not be feeling like, oh, I feel like tired and I feel like fatted out and just like, I've got some, I don't know, skin issues, or I've got this and that, popping up and I don't know why. And yeah, if you eat like this, it will happen long term. Good, there's some vegetable in there. Splash of red wine. Okay.
one. I'm just currently in Kenny's bathroom. We're sharing a bathroom.
Hang on. All right, so there it is. And yeah, of course, it looks like great as far as like the standard kind of, you know, even a restaurant meal, it could look like that. Because you can see that grease layer. See the grease layer? Very, very obvious. And she's got some, hopefully, plant-based parmesan on there. So it's quite a bit of fat going on here. And it's good. They got some carbohydrates with the wheat pasta, but very hard to digest, very hard to actually, you know, pull that glucose from the wheat pasta. Because, you know, if you have a look at wheat, how it originates, like to get it to that point, there's a lot going on. So she's got some veggies, that's good. But yeah, definitely reduce the amount of fat, huh? Big fat intake and not much fruit. Oh, what has she got here? Hang on.
I've got my cup of tea.
Wow. I think that's the biggest cup of tea I've ever seen. And most tea still contains caffeine. Well, a lot of them do, especially if you're in the UK, but I'm not sure.
I just had a square of dark chocolate. I ate so much of that pasta, I had about 4 servings.
Hang on.
Oh, so good. I ate so much in the bathroom at the moment because
Dark chocolate? Coffee? Yeah, tea.
Kenny's family are staying with us. So, I've got my cup of tea. I just had a square of dark chocolate. I ate.
Oh, I just had a square of dark chocolate. Of course, because she's not getting enough fruit. I mean, it's never better to eat chocolate than fruit. But you will always be pushed towards the chocolate if you're not having enough fruit, just naturally. And people just think it's normal. But it's not, okay? It's not normal to have this block of super processed, you know, roasted, toasted, burnt seed mix, because that's what it is, cacao. It's just burnt seeds, basically, you know, that you're having roasted, and that's never going to be better than having fruit, you know, and it's got just this added refined sugar, and yeah, so the tea, so she needs that hit from the tea and also from the chocolate because she's not getting enough during the day, enough sweetness, as you can see. But anyway, so glad, Hannah, that you are eating plant-based and that you care about animals. I think that's fantastic. I would love to see a video where you talk about the animals. That'd be great for educating your audience. And yeah, thanks for showing us what you eat in a day. I do hope you start incorporating more fresh, less bunker food into your diet, less wartime. You know, let's just eat fresh while we can, right? If there is a war coming, let's pack in the fresh while we can. So, you know, and put the rest in the bunker. All right, that's my video for today. Don't forget to go fruit yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.